You didn't break no forbidden door down because the only person that's getting a benefit off of this is Kenny Omega. Okay. I actually like I don't really like the remix.
You don't?
No.
Really?
Actually,
that's probably why.
The original better.
We should play it and let people decide.
Everybody's gonna say the original. I'm almost 100% sure. The remix is not bad. It's just that the original sets the literally it like.
The remix is not bad. I feel like.
Or like when we have special episodes to play it.
Something though.
Well, think about it because that's a fixable thing.
It's missing. It's like it's missing something. It's missing.
Or you know what?
It's missing guest features.
So what I don't. Did I tell you how I spoke to him and he was like, "So I've done the song and the remix and still have not been on the podcast. So we got to figure that out." I thought he had.
I don't think he would want to be on the podcast.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he does.
For what?
The talk wrestling.
But he's not a podcaster like that.
But he is.
Does music. He has themes on different people. That's pretty remarkable.
But the thing about it, it's like, to be honest, TZ, we love you. But the thing about it, you caught in the chains of WWE. You can't talk.
He can. That's the funny part.
Okay, whatever.
Listen.
Watch when he comes on. He gonna be like, I really can't say that. Yeah.
Don't do him like that. Listen, we'll figure it out.
I don't play my mans like that.
I'm not playing him, but I'm being.
My thing is this way. Why do you always have to talk about the E so much? Why you talk about others playing my other
But
stuff?
the thing about it, he's still he's an industry nigga.
Yeah.
He's mega industry.
That I will
listen,
co-sign.
it's only right.
It is right, but I'm just saying he's gonna come up like, nah, I can't say that. You know what? Yeah, but. And y'all know I'm telling the truth.
No, you may or may not.
That's the thing. Like, you're right. You're
You
right.
know
You're right. Like,
you.
yo, I love him, but it's just like he's gonna be mad industry though.
He's gonna be super industry.
Like,
damn.
come on, like how many?
I already can hear it.
But it's true. Like, how many niggas
like,
that we had on your industry? They kind of were like, oh, I can't say that. They went like, I'm looking like, nigga, be real, nigga. Like, stop being scared.
But at least give the nigga a chance. Damn,
No, he can come on.
Y'all niggas wrote him off like, yeah, nah, he gonna be
mad. He gonna be
Fuck
mad
that.
industry.
That's the thing. Like, I love him, but we too raw.
But he posted on his thing. He's like, yeah, I did 1 million streams off. Off a wrestling song. I was like, this nigga is making it. He can't fuck up. He can't fuck up his connects.
He can't.
He can't fuck up his connects.
No, listen, we've had some elite guests, so I think. I was just being a messenger where he was just like, it's crazy how I haven't been on the show. And I was like,
no offense to it, it's all about the totem pole. It's all about the totem pole. Some of the guests we had are allowed to say whatever they want.
But he may or may not
listen.
His best friend is Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Exactly.
Shake Strickland.
So if he says something reckless, they're gonna tap on his shoulder. So you on the show.
Listen.
You know what? You thought you would get pushed?
Or
because you gonna fight Leon Ruff next week?
Exactly.
No.
Or it could do the complete opposite.
It ain't gonna do nothing for us.
You never know.
No,
anyway, Jobber Nation. Sorry, but we just had a little spat.
Yo, listen, I love the dude though.
I worked hard for that.
You know what? You know what?
No, he can still come on.
He will come on, but I hope that he prove us wrong.
I hope so too, but he's mad industry.
Anyway, we do listen.
He's a cancer too, like he's alive.
Yeah,
like
that cancer shit is like no shade to you. Riggedy rat. Anyway,
the ones that you mess with.
Correct.
No. The last one had low self-esteem.
Rap. No, it actually is not about Janelle. So
yeah, he did have low self-esteem.
It's not about Janelle.
That nigga hated himself.
Not about Janelle.
He hated himself.
Yo, listen.
Did you do a whole episode about self-esteem on Zone Talk?
Exactly.
Yes, we did.
Well, speaking of Zone Talk, if you need ladies need help with your self-esteem, even gentlemen, we got something for you. 2.5 Bros and Zone Talk. Only on the Jobbertears Network.
There you go. Cheap plug. Yes, we did recently talk about.
There's nothing cheaper than Jobbertears.
We talked about. Oh no, everything go. Dripped and go. No, we had talk. Shout out to Amanda, one half of my tag team partner in Zone Talk. We talked about confidence, and we talked about building it up. We talked about the highs and the lows of confidence. That was our last episode, which you can listen to on all streaming platforms.
I have a question.
Oh,
so, Shorty Doo-Wop tweeted that like chicks really be out here trying to date wrestlers. That's like their goal in life. Is that true? Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Really?
That's so different.
I feel like the opposite. I feel like wrestling guys are more looking for.
No, chicks are trying to date wrestlers.
Chicks.
But there's no different if if chicks are charging rappers.
Or basketball players.
Yeah, like there's no difference.
Or football players.
Yes, I'm just saying. Is it true?
I mean, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Like
there's no difference.
Any
of
the
guys try to date wrestlers.
Any of the females that I know, I don't think that's like the ultimate end goal. I think, and it's something that that we spoke about, either off camera with other friends in the industry. Sometimes it's just easier to get with someone or be with someone that is in the business.
You have to remember, we live in New York.
But I'm not talking about here in New York either.
No. So a lot of stuff that you may be right, but in New York, a lot of women have a lot of options. Like a dude, she has one dude who's a wrestler. On the other hand, another dude who's a DJ. On the other hand, this nigga work at the post office delivering mail.
Or it could be, or guess what? That person could be one person.
But if they do want to date a wrestler, they're looking for clout because independent wrestlers don't make money. Most of them don't.
Well,
so they're looking for clout.
Depends on them.
It depends how high you up on the thing,
yeah.
and you could get signed. You could get signed, but a lot of them, that's what they're looking for. I was just curious because Shorty Doo-Wop tweeted.
I kind of wonder why she said that though.
I mean, she kind of can't say nothing because she's dating you, a wrestler.
I'm not a wrestler, really.
Oh, you're training.
That don't count. And I'm not popping, so it doesn't really matter.
So you think?
At least you're honest, because some people will train and swear that they know everything about wrestling. Nigga, you only been training for 6 months, dog. Like, learn the business. Like, yo, wrestling school is like being a comedian. If you meet a comedian been doing it for 15 years, he look at you like, what do you know about comedy? You only doing it for 1 year. Nigga, calm down. You still on Mrblacc. Step your game up. Enjoy the process.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, it's an interesting take. I mean, I just think
it is, but it's also depend on your environment.
That too. But I just personally think that, like I said, in what I've noticed in the industry at times, it's easier to deal with someone that not only understands your lifestyle, but also is in that lifestyle.
But people be out here cheating, though.
Oh,
wow. Mind your business.
And
I wouldn't trust a female wrestler.
Really?
No! Like, okay. All right. Let's just keep it a whole ass bar.
I'm just saying.
Let's just keep it a whole ass bar.
Now.
It's the problem is that your bond has to be really great in order for it to work. Then you also got to know the person. But off the bat, I'm gonna have my hesitation about it. I'm not gonna trust you off the bat, especially in this industry. Everybody sleeps with everybody.
Some wrestlers sleep with promoters too.
It's the same industry.
Exactly. You know.
Yeah, and
you sucking dick. Like you sucking dick for a spot and a hot dog. You get 2 hot dogs. You know what I mean?
I kind of saw what you did there. Actually, that wasn't bad. Like at times I'd be like, you doing the most, but that actually was appropriate as fuck. Unfortunately,
I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying
I don't care.
It just takes a while. It just takes a while to trust somebody.
Again, that's
that's just in general, yeah.
But then again, you could meet somebody and trust them right away, and that end up being a life partner.
No,
see,
it's
so
fine.
wait, then question, when you meet someone, is the trust level at 100, and then if they break it, then it goes down, or do you start at 0 and build up?
On a normal person, and the thing about it for me, I'm not gonna be like I don't trust you.
Yeah,
but I will have to give you the benefit of the doubt. Everybody gets the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Because that's some real insecure jealousy shit if off the rip I don't trust you.
Exactly. Okay. What if in a situation where someone just give you bad vibes, though? Because there's certain people...
you don't fuck them!
Me?
I mean,
like certain people... there's
certain
people
or
like...
fuck them and then
no, you don't fuck
away?
them!
Okay.
No, you just... Because I had too many crazy chicks on my dick before.
Yo, you have to understand.
Very factual.
When you smash a crazy girl... And you Haitian, that was different though. B like us Haitian man, like we don't have sex regularly. B like we make girls fall in love with us. B
I don't know what you're talking
sex
about.
Regularly?
I know what you're talking about.
You don't have sex regularly. First of all, you was the nigga with a damn duffel and a fucking pink vodka.
So he had his home
bottle
bag at the last.
This nigga had his home. He brought his home life to the podcast. I said, where are you coming from?
Because you had your
nigga,
home
you're
bag.
Fucking.
Okay.
And he had his pink vodka.
He had a big ass.
Why are you drinking pink
I didn't
vodka?
understand that. And you can't be like
Females
bitches like
it.
that. No.
They do.
No.
Listen.
Absolutely
well,
not.
You're not a regular chick. You drink Henny straight.
Exactly. Yo, you're right. Hennessy privilege. Woo.
I
never
told
going
ya.
back.
I told
I'm
ya.
not going back to regular
tonight,
Henny.
so
That's
y'all
dirt
don't know.
water, B. Never going back to regular Henny, B.
I told y'all.
If Henny Premier, what's it? Privilege. Ain't right.
And then I went to go record with shout out to Dirty Hills.
Oh, shout out
I went to go record with them. You know what I brought them? Henny Black. I ain't bringing them that dirt water. Henny.
What they said? They got hype, right?
They got hype.
Exactly.
That's all them niggas for you.
Exactly.
That's all them niggas for you. They get super hype about some like elite shit.
They went through like 6 blunts next to me. But anyways,
Did
that's
you
what
get
I'm
a contact high?
No.
Those are my guys.
Really?
I think I have a high tolerance with like being around weed heads.
Oh, okay.
Like, but once again, you got to stay away. I personally wouldn't trust off the rip a woman right out in the industry, but I would have to give it a benefit of the doubt.
I have to give it
because the thing is, let's say I'm in the E, right?
Yeah. Why you laughing for?
Because he's laughing.
Nah, B.
Hold on.
Believe that shit, my nigga. It can happen, man.
No,
let's visualize
I'm not
this.
laughing at the E part. I'm laughing at because I feel like I know where he's going.
Because I'm at the E, right? I'm at the E, you know.
He bounce up and down, so like you know the story is good.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
I'm at the E, you know. I got my shorty. She fine, you know. We here.
Yeah, okay.
And then John Cena walks by.
That's what happened to Ziggy.
So, but the thing about
that was exactly Dolph Ziggler's life.
But the thing about it,
years ago.
I gotta learn. I gotta know who I'm dealing with. Because a lot of times you go into
So do you want to put them in certain scenarios to see how they're gonna react?
Yeah, because John Cena's the top guy at the time. I'm talking about ruthless aggression. John Cena.
Yeah. Nah, niggas is smashing.
He's coming up. We all know his trajectory is main event level. He's out here pissing on graves.
Hey, now you here with the rookie. You the mid card, and now you.
Yeah, I'm the
you are main event.
No, I'm not even the mid card.
I
just got in. I'm green as fuck, and I'm banging the announcer.
Yeah.
I'm or the backstage consultant. I'm begging her. We chilling. We living our life. And you know, John, cause niggas like John, back in the day, John, be like, yo, he got that? I want that now. He's that type of guy. He's that. Him and Randy Orton. Yeah. I feel that.
Oh, everybody was dropping their drawers for Randall before he got married.
But then
was
again,
Alicia Fox?
Yes, yeah. All of them were in it.
Yeah, and
because
whatchamacallit, and Bray Shorty. What's her name?
Yeah,
she was upset about Randall.
But the thing about it, you're talking about.
I remember that.
Let's talk about it. You're talking about a high level wrestler. Mm-hmm. I'm main eventing, so that means I got bread.
Bread.
Yeah. Like if Randy seen at the time a cake caked up.
Yeah.
And they're not even caked up.
Oh, that's how Nets. I forget about pay-per-view buyouts.
That's merch.
So merch alone.
Video game.
Oh,
that's when video game was hot.
So then you got that, and I got political pull.
Oh.
So are you tired of doing this? Is this backstage stuff? Don't you want to be an announcer, Ma? You know, I could talk to Vince personally. He could put you at an announce table.
But she ain't for me, dogs.
Exactly. So
she's for the streets.
She's for the streets.
Listen, I say my piece, but
a lot of not for nothing though. A lot of these niggas in wrestling are for the streets.
Yes.
Hands down.
There's a certain wrestler. He was a tag team in WWE. No longer in WWE.
No, yeah.
He was sliding to my homegirl's DMs. Like it is what it is. It is what it is. But the thing about it, to have a relationship, that's why if you're married to somebody, they put you on the same show.
Yeah.
We dating, we on the same show. We traveling together.
Yeah.
Because next thing you know, you like Lita.
You
traveling with
Edge.
When
I say it,
nah, boy, we discuss this.
When I say
my nigga, put it on Edge. Ellie, it's both their fault.
No, it's to be honest.
It's hers.
No.
What the fuck?
No, wait. To be real, if you want to go to rankings, I'm going Edge first. Because that's my man.
Nah, bro.
You're supposed to look out for my shorty.
Shorty ended up starting fucking with him because he got injured. Instead of taking care of her man, she was taking care of the best friend.
She was on the road.
Exactly.
Nah. Fuck that.
But, yo, they both was wrong, though. But nobody put you know why? That's funny, though. Y'all talk about women's rights, but yet nobody get on Edge. That was his man's, though, B.
But that wasn't his man.
my nigga, though, son.
You spit my brother
mid-air,
I literally
boy.
told.
My brother, boy.
I literally told.
You.
Yes, exactly.
Right before I came in here, I was talking to Mikey and I was talking to Live Johnson. Shout outs to them. And I told them, I said, when people show you who they are, trust that shit. When Edge came out and was smashing your bitch, that's not your nigga. That never was your nigga. Ever.
It's both their fault.
Well, yeah.
It's really Edge's fault.
Nobody put no blame on Edge.
You can't.
Nobody put blame on Edge because literally, that's my man. That's my man. That's my man. Exactly. You know, you with my shorty, you gonna take care of her.
Exactly.
Well, actually, you know why? Because I felt more or less when everything kind of like when they had the feud and the rivalry.
He did Miguel.
When they had the feud and rivalry, and then they kind of like
Miguel waited for Homeboy to die.
Yeah, 15 years.
They kind of like matched. They kind of like matched up and just like threw everything under the ground and was like, you know what, it is what it is. And I think that's why certain people like never looked at Edge as the bad guy.
They never looked at Edge in the beginning ever. They always looked at Lita.
Well, okay.
Well, to be fair though, she did go on what show did they have? And I think it was like Bite This or whatever. She did an interview, and then that's when Matt Hardy called, and they was out cussing each other out.
But
okay. Like she was more on the front side of things because she was talking about it all the time, and also too, and it's not to her, but it's not to her though. People will always ask her.
But okay.
I don't ever feel like people went up to Edge and was like, "So why'd you smash Lita?"
Because they're scared of Edge and not Lita.
Well, then there you go.
But the thing is also, but the one thing I will say about Edge shut up about it. That's what it was. And then Lita Snap did the same thing.
But she didn't. She kept
talking about it. So that's why they went to – because Edge handled it a whole lot better. Because Edge knew he was wrong.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I think he admitted it. He was like, he knew he was wrong.
He was like, the moment that shit went left, I knew. I fucked up.
And then he knew he was wrong. Okay. But I ain't going to lie. Vincent Kennedy McMahon said,
sold the fuck out of it.
Y'all got problems?
That's money.
Yeah. Wait, you remember when Matt – got arrested because he came out the crowd.
Fire.
And it was such a raw emotion.
Oh my God.
And then the one time, and then this nigga got smart and ended up starting buying tickets to shows and was sitting front row for the nigga match. Like, whoa.
That was so good.
And you couldn't do nothing about it because he had an actual ticket. Like,
but he lost at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to put Edge over. But this is what it goes. You got political connects.
But see, he ended up putting him over, but then he ended up transforming into like the Matt Hardy like volume like 1.0.
Version 1?
Yeah, like that.
That was before that.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but then that stopped.
You got a few with MVP when he was tag team champion, was competing against each other. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know.
But the thing about it, at the end of the day, she wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And that's why he ended up with the woman that he is right now. Who really
That
cares for
really will
and
go
you
to
know
the
what?
end
I think
for him.
she's probably so, because she's like OD, like protective of him online because she knows what he went through.
Yeah.
With a public relationship.
And just in general, like when you are in any relationship, whether it's a friendship or actual like physical relationship with somebody, like you're gonna be super protective of the person. Like y'all, I'm super protective of. Like Mikey, I'm super protective. Like niggas on the network, I'm super protective of because that's just what you do. Like, so at the end of the day, I agree with any antics his wife ends up doing on the internet because it's like.
So we got some comments.
You gotta protect your own.
Christina Banks don't forget the promoters. Montezi Darby said Mrblacc for the win. Kiki said I'm folding for Roman.
Wait, what? Oh, she's risking it all for Roman?
She said it was Lita and Edge's fault. Corey said Lita was the one giving up the poom poom while in a relationship.
Thank you.
But Edge took it though.
Edge?
You telling me if question.
That happened to me before.
About accountability. I absolutely agree.
And I dipped.
But question.
I dipped.
You didn't take the pussy?
No.
I wouldn't take the pussy
because
you wouldn't?
Because at the end of the day, when a man says to your face, "I trust you with your wife," my nigga, you don't break that.
It wasn't his wife, but it was like basically they lived together.
Regardless.
And the
when
thing
a man does that to you, put you on a high pedestal like that, you honor that.
You have to honor that, especially the thing about it. You know why Edge was so quiet because he felt so guilty.
Exactly.
Because it's what my brother said. What my brother said because. We already know how the industry is.
Exactly.
We all came up. We know how all these guys in the industry are just dirt bags.
Exactly.
Because pussy's very limited.
Exactly.
So when I'm trusting you, that says a lot. That says, like my brother said, that says a lot. Like I'm trusting you to ride. You're riding to town with my girl.
And I'm trusting you with her safety and knowing that she's good. No, I get it. I just was playing.
You're playing devil's advocate.
But
because most niggas, not saying y'all, but there are niggas out there clearly that would do that.
This is why karma, bad things happen to them.
Like even if let's say my homeboy was just talking to somebody,
I don't talk to them.
I wouldn't even try to do it. Like they're not even something serious.
Like it's so bad that if I found out like y'all even had a conversation, y'all hold hands and stuff like that, I hit you up and say, yo, is that cool? Whatever. Yo, if y'all smash, I'll still ask you. Simple.
Well, everybody has different morals.
Listen,
and
there's
values
girls who the relationship who literally be throwing at me, talking about how that, yo, I'm that dude, whatever, this, that, and third.
Because
I'm like,
you
yo,
fulfill something that they're not getting in their relationship.
Listen, I be like, yo, I'm not doing this. No, listen, like, it's not my fault that he ain't like Western beef.
All right, so.
That went over your head, didn't
it? No,
it
didn't. It actually smacked me in my face. I was like, no, I don't want to talk about your Western beef.
They said that Edge karma came to when he had to retire. No.
I
feel like karma comes to you when not the way that you expect.
It came to him.
But then low key though, the both of them, both Matt and Edge, both got dope ass marriages.
Exactly.
And they're in happy, better spaces.
They became better people from this.
And old girl, in the same spot she been in.
To you. Well, she.
To everybody. What do you mean? It's not just to me.
I think we'll move on.
Oh, now you want to sign off.
We'll talk about dirty niggas like the WWE Untold.
Which Untold?
The new one that's coming out.
Oh, which one?
With Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels.
Oh, it's a documentary exclusively on Peacock.
The cock.
The cock.
There's a lot of beef references for this episode.
Lord, I don't know how we're gonna get through this.
Far.
How can we get so far? But going to be on Peacock is a new documentary based on Kevin Nash.
What's up, Miss Bell? How you doing?
And Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels' relationship and their coming ups in the business.
What are you gonna talk about that we haven't heard?
No, so actually,
and how much lies that Kevin Nash gonna say?
No, so actually, my question.
Son,
that was rough.
You shitting on Kevin?
How you shit on Big Daddy? Come on. But actually, my question, I'm gonna flip it a little bit. My question to the table actually is: do you think duos are better than stables? And I ask this because, so you see how the relationship between Shawn and Big Daddy, Kevin Nash, how basically it lifted kind of both of their careers. Now, mind you, HBK ended up going further, but
no, I think it's the same.
Yeah.
I think it's the same.
Well, no. I think it's 50-50.
No, I think it's the same because you have to look at it. Y'all looking at it at like on a wrestling standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it at an overall. And to answer, so we can answer both of them. I can answer both of the questions.
So I want to know in terms of, do you think it's better for duos? Hi guys, they're the best part. Come record here. It's great. Do you think superstars are better off as duos, or is it better to showcase them in a stable? Because you have the stable like the Pinnacle, for example, where you have really, to me, it's all for MJF. That's just me personally. But in the duo where you had HBK and Kevin Nash, for me, HBK kind of gave Nash that rub that he needed, but then also elevated himself at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Duos or stables?
I feel like duos are always better.
Okay, why?
Because look how much stuff we got on duos, such as, say what you may say, like Marty Jannetty, he was actually pretty good. People say, "Oh, don't be the whole Marty Jannetty of the group," but Marty Jannetty screwed Marty Jannetty. So this is why he's not as big as he should be. That's a whole nother case.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a totally different episode.
You see on John Morrison versus The Miz. You see how John Morrison elevated. You see how The Miz elevated. You see other tag teams such as The Rock and Sock Connect, how you put them together, how that mega power, or Hogan and
Macho.
or
Warrior.
2H. Like you saw 2H and a Macho Man. Like you see how it elevates them. So it's always easier it's always easier as far as WWE wise to manage two people. In a group, what I notice as far as WWE structure, somebody always gets lost in the sauce. And even if like New Japan, to look at the Bullet Club, it's hard to manage but so much people. Mm-hmm. To the point where like people who was kind of in the background had to form their own group called being the elite. And within the elite, they did a lot of individual things, not so much as a group, because they realized that, yo, we're better off if we go in different branches. Duos doesn't work better because easier to manage. Even in the indies, you know, you could watch two people project, and next thing you go, okay, I see where this one's going and this one's going. It's always good. It's always easier to manage, even as a viewer.
Okay.
Look at Wu-Tang. They have mad niggas. We could barely keep up with all of them.
Okay, that's a valid one.
And then when they start going into pairs, Method and Redman, you start taking notice.
Okay. So, Wilkins, your thoughts? Duos or stables?
I think stables are better, and it's because stables help with the bigger picture.
Yes.
And then also, but it's like it elevates everybody because everybody has a home to go to. But the thing about it, you mentioned the Pinnacle, you can mention Inner Circle. I personally think a stable should not be more than 4 people.
Correct.
Because
the 5th person should be the manager.
Yeah. But when you get to like 6,
when you start getting the NWO level,
it's too many people. Yeah. Because
it's a bit much.
Because you can go back to a stable like, for instance, NWO, when they originally started. It's shit done correctly. It was fucking amazing.
Even think about DX.
And that's so. Hold on. I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah, DX never went any higher.
You had people. You had 4 people. Whatever. You had. What was it? It was after Swann left. You had Triple H, the New Age Outlaws, X-Pac, and then you had China, which is like 5. But China was like more of a manager type of role. But when you have a solid stable, you make a bigger mark. And then people are going to be like, yo, you know, it works. Because New Age Outlaws became multiple-time champions. X-Pac did his thing. You had Triple H become the obvious...
Evolution.
Another stable. Stables work well if everybody's holding their own weight.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always tell people, to me, the greatest stable of all time is the Four Horsemen. And I think for the most part,
would that be the prototype?
They laid. I was gonna say that they laid for me the blueprint in how to do the stable
like that. Or like there was many.
No,
bump that. Were they the first most successful stable?
Freebirds,
but that's his tag team.
And they were probably
there's 3. There's 3. My bad. Yeah.
See, there was
3, and then they had a manager, I think. But that group is problematic in its own right.
But they were. And then another example is New Day.
Yeah, the trios. Yeah, the trios are
the trios are good, but it's old. I just like it's when you have people working, like you said, for the Four Horsemen.
Yeah,
them doing stuff.
Yeah,
it works better because then when they leave, because it's gonna break up, whatever.
Yeah, like look at Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era actually, for me, has been the closest thing to follow the Four Horsemen blueprint in terms of stables, because you had Adam Cole, which low-key was the Ric Flair of the group. Right. You can't deny that.
Right.
But then now that Adam's taking a step back, gave Kyle that rub, made him more looked at as a singles competitor versus a tag team partner.
I was so mad with his promo this week.
We'll get into that. I think he needs some more time.
He does.
But to me, Undisputed Era in this time, in this realm of wrestling, has been able to successfully have a stable and be able to have other people in the group be just as successful.
But you're looking at a dude, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, basically the guys who were infamous for stables. So when you have that kind of leadership, Road Dogg's down there, other people, it's kind of easier to keep factions together.
But also,
but they were the only one.
But also, I look at a good faction as how much pull y'all got back behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels weren't a tag team. They had 4 motherfuckers running wild backstage.
Yeah.
That's why a faction is a whole lot more powerful a lot of times.
I mean, yeah, there's strength in numbers, but you get to a point, like we mentioned, where to me, if really 5 is pushing it, but anything more than that, what are we doing?
Fine.
What is going on?
Let's say that you have a faction. Look at the Hurt Business.
That was 4 niggas.
4 niggas, right? For some reason why they could not stay together.
Well, that
had nothing to do with
that.
So even though like what does like having pull factor in the color of your skin then? Because
we all know this. We talk about it all the time.
Right. So if that's the case, though, it's kind of a ceiling. Is unless like if you ain't white, you're not getting that much pull backstage as a faction. So you being all black faction, it's but so much pull you could have. But in the WWE, in WWE Ecoforce,
in all wrestling, all of wrestling. What are we talking about?
I mean, when it goes
not Impact.
What all black faction on Impact has had pull? Really, anybody that's like on front TV don't got as much pull on back TV. Impact.
I agree.
But that's been for the beginning of time.
Yeah.
But I could think of, and that's why like I kind of appreciate the vision of Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions because he's just like, if this doesn't work, this is still a business. Like, we can still do things on our own and make our own money and be our own boss. Like, those type of things I think is what's needed in wrestling more than anything, is where you have a group of people where it's like, listen, if they don't want to give us the opportunity, we either going to take it or we're going to figure out a way for them to give us the opportunity.
And then they will say, all right, y'all don't want to play ball? Get you out of here and get play ball that people, get people who will play ball. And that's the thing. Vince Russo said it on a podcast. He said, he was talking to this early day of TNA. He was talking to Jeff Jarrett's dad, right? And then this is the first time I ever looked at pay. It was like, how much you paying these guys? $25. You didn't even pay them more. Jeff Jarrett's dad laughed and says, they will pay us to wrestle. Reason why I say this is, certain people keep treating this as just a dream and not realizing that it's a business. It's a job at the end of the day. It's no different if you work at a restaurant and you work at a gun range. What? Anyways, it did
it's your analogy.
Then that knowledge definitely did threw me off. Yes. But everybody got that the mindset of like, this is just a job and I gotta focus on myself as like this is just a job, but it's also a business at the end of the day. I need to get the most out of this. But a lot of people coming up is not learning that.
It is what it is. But to go back to the documentary, I'm excited to see it.
Which one?
With
Kevin Nash
and Shawn
Michaels.
Oh. Like I think it's gonna be something good because WWE documentaries are really good.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing where I don't feel like WWE gets enough credit for. It's just in terms of honoring the past and being able to present it in a way where it's still relatable to whether it's a 6-year-old or a 60-year-old. It's not about saying different. Sometimes it's the presentation of it. Like, we've heard Austin's story billions and billions of times.
It was a good documentary.
But the A&E shit was phenomenal.
I like, you know what it is? When it comes to WWE, when they do documentaries, it's going to be kind of like a,
No,
it's bigger than that.
Because all of them that I've seen were good. Like for instance, you can't deny there was tension and they weren't even in a room together with the Goldberg documentary. When Goldberg was telling his part and Kevin Nash was telling his part,
oh, them niggas don't like each other.
They really don't like it, and they showcase
that. And you can see that. Even you're correct, not being in the same room, they being on some like he got one side of the story, I got the other side of the story. Whose side you gonna believe? Like, it's almost like Kevin Nash will pick a side because I know what I said, even though Kevin, we know you knew, but okay,
little liar.
You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, cool.
You know what it is? When it comes to Kevin Nash interviews, I feel like he's always lying. Like, I feel like he does not tell the truth.
His truth.
It be changing, B.
But that's the thing. Sometimes somebody's truth may not be the actual truth.
Why does all his truth always sound like he's the coolest person in the room?
Because he's a Big Daddy Sexy.
Yeah.
Not one time
that's the gimmick.
Feel like how that, man.
You have to realize niggas be living the gimmick through and through.
And this is why I hate watching stuff on here. Because he's just too cool for school.
But the thing about it, Shawn will be honest.
Yes.
Shawn will be honest. Yeah. And then I'm looking at how they're going to produce it, how they're going to show it, what they're going to talk about, actually. Because Shawn was coked up and perked up for like...
Doesn't remember half of the 90s.
All of the 90s. When he came back, when he had to find God.
Like, I ask people all the time, so do you like drugged up HBK? Do you like God HBK? Those are very two different people. And people be looking at me like, really? And I be like, no, for real. Like, it's
no,
two
God
different.
HBK was the man.
It's too... Like, listen, when he came back for that SummerSlam and he came back for that Elimination Chamber and won that title and then kept going off... Lord blessed him. You know what I mean? Like, and then he was able to have the WrestleMania moments like with Trips, with Taker, and stuff like that. Like, shit in the 90s? With Rick.
You see what happened, guys? When you accept God in your life, good stuff happened to you. Shout out to Derrick Jackson. Lying out here, talking about he got saved and stuff went bad. Niggas be lying on God.
Yeah, don't do that. Listen, you just don't lie on God. Don't lie on your
True
dick.
example of
just
when
saying.
You trust God. HBK, you have a very lengthy career.
Well, let's see. What else they talking about on the... Yeah, it's going to be WWE Untold, 2 dudes with attitudes.
Yeah, it's gonna be really
so
good.
It'll be on Peacock.
You just like Kevin Nash though.
Sunday, I do.
Nah, because
I respect the like how you just mentioned. People forget wrestling is a business. I can respect Kevin Nash because for me, he shifted the point of view of business in wrestling.
So let me ask you a question. You think he would have a much impact if he was 6'1"?
No. No.
Because some people got to have that large unlike. Because, for instance, I challenge your question. Do you think Andre the Giant, if he was 5'3", would have had the same impact?
Not true.
No.
No.
Because Kevin wasn't a great wrestler.
I know.
He was a decent storyteller.
Like, if you talking about 3 moves of doom, that is the prototype for that.
But you don't need that if I'm 6-something. And I'm 2.
And I'm decent on the mic too.
He was pretty good. He was actually good because he
told a story.
He incorporated hip hop a lot. Oh. Yeah, and then also you just don't like Kevin Nash.
Yeah. I never said I don't like him.
No, you've been shitting on Kevin Nash this entire episode.
What?
You called him a liar.
He's not even a liar, B. But doesn't mean that I don't know him. I don't know him not to like him.
You shit on Kevin Nash.
Anyway. For those
I'm not one of your hoes. You don't have to lie to me, boy. Like, don't lie. It's okay to look like a fool in your stories.
He's not gonna look like a fool.
But he's definitely not gonna look like no damn stupid
man,
fool.
You know, backstage, this is what
Especially
happened.
he wasn't gonna look like no fool to William Goldberg. I tell you that much.
You also don't like Goldberg.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely not.
You don't like Goldberg. You don't like Kevin Nash.
I like William.
Nothing wrong with
fuck
Kevin
that.
Nash.
I don't. But I will always sympathize how he lost the title to Kevin Nash though, and so in that point of the documentary when I watched it, I was just like. I gotta side with Goldberg on this one. I gotta side with William because that's fucked up. Like, and you can tell from Kevin's face, nigga, you knew when you walked in there that that's what you said and that's what you wanted, and creative agreed with you.
But it was crazy because Goldberg was trying to get the sympathy card out of everybody. He was like, yo,
it's my birthday.
It was my birthday, and the Atlanta Falcons came out for me.
They showed up. Nigga, nobody cared about that part.
This is what happens to me.
Sit your ass in the corner on that one. But other than that, I was like, damn, they did William dirty on that one. It's the only time I ever give him a sympathy card.
They did William mad dirty.
Other than mad dirty.
I don't know.
And you were low-key, Goldberg was holding the company together.
It's selfish.
And y'all niggas made it the worst move. Like,
yeah, because
so Kevin told on himself.
He did.
Because he was just like, yo, I don't understand how we're supposed to accept this streak. And the number kept going up, constantly going up. They're feeding this. This ain't real. But at the end of the day, it was like, why is he so white hot? And y'all giving him all this love.
He's
hilarious.
But yet, y'all love Kevin Nash. Niggas a low-key hater.
I respect Kevin Nash.
No. Listen, some of the stuff he did, business-wise, I get it. But overall, as a person, though, like, yo, at some point, though, like, he was like, yo, why would he do that for? Like, what do you gain from that? You was making more money than half niggas there. You was making money off of his merch, Sting merch, mad niggas. What more do you want?
The title.
Selfish.
But
yes,
I mean, we're in a business.
Change.
We're in a business where you kind of, and that sometimes is the pluses and the minuses.
I really wonder how much he made during those times.
Woo! I don't even want to know because that shit is ridiculous.
He probably could have bought WCW.
He probably
could have. At the end?
Between him,
probably could have.
Hogan,
he definitely could have
and
did a
Scott
bid.
Hall, they could have bought WCW.
They definitely could have did
Scott Hall
a
had
bid.
no money. Like,
he definitely smoked that up all the way.
Him, Hogan,
Eric made some bread. Because Eric, I really think Eric don't want to work.
So, you know, it was crazy, the Hall of Fame speech where he was just like, he made that illusion like, oh, things are just getting started or like, watch out for the next big thing. It was just like, listen, Eric, if you're going to do something, do it now. Stop fucking around with me.
But Eric doesn't want to work, though. So Eric's living a good life.
So let me ask you guys a question. Eric, is he necessary for wrestling business at this point?
Is he what?
Necessary for wrestling business at this point.
Necessary?
Is he necessary?
Yes.
No.
I say yes.
What do you need Eric Bischoff for?
Why would you not need Eric Bischoff?
Okay, why? Why you need Eric Bischoff? Let's say you start a wrestling company, right? and they ask you
for someone that ran a wrestling company and basically told Turner, I can make millions for you and actually make millions.
So
why would I not have him as an advisor? Or why would I not have him for someone where I can go to advice or ask him questions?
The thing about it, okay.
So
because certain people, my thing is certain people in the wrestling business, whether it's old, new, whatever, certain people in the, especially like the Eric Bischoffs, like even though people don't like him, the Jim Cornettes, they have a different point of view that sometimes you as a fan or you, someone in the business, may not see and may need to see.
So what happens when he was running Impact?
I mean, he wasn't the only one.
I'm just saying, if his mind was that bright, he literally had mad creative control, and he put Impact. Him and Hogan did literally went Impact to the ground.
You said him and Hogan.
Correct, and that's why I said can't put.
So that's the case,
And it's also too, it's the position that he was in.
But that doesn't.
I'm not saying that.
But that's making the greatest promoter because
I'm not saying he was the greatest promoter.
I personally
the greatest promoter is
Vincent
Kennedy McMahon.
Come on,
Eric. Okay, my opinion on Eric Bischoff.
I'm gonna say something about Vince later, about his opinion about being the greatest promoter. But go ahead.
Vince is the greatest promoter.
Vince is the greatest promoter of all time. There's no debate about that.
Okay,
who's better than Vince
in the wrestling world?
Yes,
there is Vincent Kennedy McMahon is the best promoter. I kind
of feel like reason why that people say he's the greatest promoter is because business wise, beast. I'll never take that away from him, but as far as the wrestling sense, I just feel like he had a lot of a bundle full of talent at once, all the time. Mm-hmm. And you're bound for somebody to become a star.
No!
Listen.
Let him finish.
Let me finish.
I'm intrigued.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because you're bringing so much talent at once, you have many different chances of failing. Compared to if you only could bring in 10 guys, you hoping after 10 guys, at least one of them successful. But if Vince bring in 100 guys, 100 guys, that's more of a higher rate to fail and succeed. He has more. I say that he's just good at bringing people, attract him, and then the best of the best. He's like, all right, cool. If you're getting 10 of the best out of 100, that's pretty good, especially in 1 year. I just feel like he just know how to promote himself as a person and as a company to attract the best, so he could pick out the best. Because there've been times where I'm looking like, dang Vince, like how you miss that dude? Dang Vince, how you miss that dude? Or there've been times where I go like, dang Vince, how you got that out of that dude? And him being such a business owner, sometimes he's not gonna get. Sometimes when you get the best of the best, you're able to get the best of recruiters. Because without JR, you will not have the Roots of Aggression era. Without that dude's name, the first ever IC champion.
Patty Pat?
Technically he wasn't. But yeah, in WWE, Patty Pat. If you have a dude like him, cool. You had all these dudes coming throughout the business that you're working for you, that you got from the NWA. They're able to scout the talent for you to get the best of the best.
Right, but
so all I'm saying is I'll never take away his ability. I said that he has the ability to attract people to whatever he's doing.
So who's better?
At the end of the day, if you don't think Vincent Kennedy McMahon is the best promoter, who is?
I say Vince. Well, someone said.
I just want to know, because half these niggas out here right now wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
100%. But I just feel like his skills.
He has flaws in his game.
Everyone does.
I feel like his has flaws. Is more of like he's like, to me, like I met many people like that. They're able to like create their own and able to just attract people to him.
No, but you're getting it all wrong.
No. This is why I've never took away him to get a great promoter. But I just feel like how I view his promoting skills is a little bit different. I'm looking like he's able to attract people.
But the thing about it, you're forgetting that he turned WrestleMania into the Super Bowl of wrestling.
I'm never taking his business skills.
That's not business. That's part of being a promoter. That is part of being a promoter. He literally took WrestleMania and turned it into the Super Bowl because that was his idea.
I just feel like he's like business. I never took that away from him.
So, and then you talked about JR working for him.
Yes.
That's business, and that's also being a promoter, not scouting talent.
Because you can't do everything on your own.
You can't.
I know that. I just feel like, oh my gosh. Vince is what, like, I get it. He's like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs not the best at everything, but Steve Jobs say, if I want this done, I know how to get people to do it for me.
No, but it's also, you have to understand that being a promoter, you have to be a visionary. And that's what Vince McMahon is. He's a visionary. Now you can kind of say like less of him is being done, but from when he started to the borderline ruthless aggression 80s. Area, you have to understand it was all him, and it's still majority him. Yes, he has the right people around him because you have to build a team. Steve, you can talk about Steve Jobs all you want. Yeah, he doesn't know how to program. But at the end of the day, those people that's programming for him, he is telling them what the vision is and what the future is going to hold.
Yeah, I know.
Because Vince McMahon took Hulk Hogan.
Turned into Hulkamania.
He said, I'm going to make him that top guy. Right? That's what happened. Then, at the end of the day, we can talk about Stone Cold, talk about the documentary. He didn't believe in Stone Cold.
Yeah, at first.
At first,
he didn't like the gimmick.
He didn't like the gimmick at all. He was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this guy? This guy is boring.
And he looks the same like everybody else.
Stone Cold had to look within himself and figure the thing out. What happened? Next on the pecking order? Oh, Stone Cold. Real talk, Triple H started the Attitude Era. Nobody's going to talk about that.
Yeah, I better put some respect on Tripp's name.
Because he lost his King of the Ring spot, and then Stone Cold got it.
So overall, I guess
it's a visionary. To be a promoter, you have to see stuff that nobody is gonna see. You have to think outside the box. He was the first person to do pay-per-views, closed circuit television for professional wrestling.
And it's actually good that
I think that was NWA was doing that.
The closed circuit NWA might have.
NWA did that.
But the pay-per-views.
Like,
definitely think Vince probably took it to another level.
The pay-per-view,
and he got people to buy into it.
And then you can also argue,
because a lot of the pay-per-views, like back in the day, they were just on regular TV. Like you could see it.
Vince is like, okay, you have two cups, because Jericho talked about it. Vince will take something that's good and make it great. When Shawn Michaels came out, perked the fuck up in his drawers with a sock by his cock, and doing an interview with JR.
He doing suck in his face.
Yeah, he's doing mad reckless shit.
The camera's rolling.
Vince saw that and was like, we need more of that.
Zoom that
in.
And
what happened? The attitude, because he's not, he doesn't know how to wrestle really well. Yes, he doesn't know how to do a bunch of shit. But the motherfucker has a vision.
My nigga won the Royal
Rumble. And know how to push that vision.
So I guess for me, I think throughout this whole time I've been doing the wrong verbiage. Listen, guys,
we got you.
So
it's okay.
I'm starting realizing that I agree with you the whole promoting. I just think that I lean more as his ability just to attract people from him. Like okay, for example, you may say, like, to me, I'm seeing more as like, yes, he's a great promoter, but I'm understanding why he's a great promoter. I'm understanding the mechanics behind it.
You talking about he's attracting people. You attract people with success.
No, I understand that, but understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that I guess I'm breaking down his success the way that I see his fit. I say, yo, he is. I'm agreeing with you, but I see that I don't think that's more towards, like, I think I'm breaking down the sense of how he's a great promoter in my head. And I'm starting to see that, one of his greatest skills, just like superheroes. Let's say Batman, Superman, they're all superheroes in general, but they all have specific abilities that makes them bigger in life to do what we have to do at the end of the day.
But he also just sees things on a different level.
Way. And that's why, going back to when you asked about Eric Bischoff, for me, it was a hell yeah, because there were certain things. There was no other person to give hell and get Vince off his fucking ass than Eric fucking Bischoff.
True, but the
business was Eric, WCW, and Stone Cold saved the business. Because
Thank you, Kiki. Yes. He's saying how he became successful. Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
You want to read it? Because I can't see it.
She's saying he's saying that, my brother is saying that it's how he became successful. But the thing about it, at the end of the day,
he's still successful.
Homeboy is the best that ever was and the best that ever is.
Yeah. I think it was me working out my thoughts.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
Listen,
it's
this
fine.
is what the platform is for.
At the end of the day.
But I just wanted to sit here and be like, so
nobody's
who
better than him.
else is better than Vince? Because
nobody's better than him.
Even an option.
Because he was doing stuff before things. He was trying, and you also have to understand, he failed a lot.
You got to be able to take risks.
So fine. Vince is up here, right?
Yeah, way up there. Way
to the ceiling.
Way up there. Yeah.
Who's
past
number
the ceiling.
2?
Who's number 2?
Yes. In wrestling.
Promoting wise?
In history?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No.
Jim Crockett?
Okay.
You can talk about Jim Crockett Promotions. That's a solid number 2. I don't know too many promoters.
Yeah, me either. That's the thing, though.
But those are the ones that come to. Oh, Vince's dad. He ran the Northeast.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yep, everyone says that.
Even though we don't really talk about on the
The
Samoan side, but
Rock's
the Rock's grandma and them,
my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Young Rock.
They
very good show.
Dope show. But I didn't realize until I watched the show, and I was just like, wait, so you telling me when Pop died, the grandmother took over the fucking business and was booking people, and then was getting hip to the game because people was getting booked for other shows, and then it was all about loyalty and family and about how things are positioned. I said, wait, hold on. We're not going to talk about Rock's grandmother being a promoter like that? Because that, to me, alone.
But to answer the
Top
question,
5.
people was like, yo, he turned into a monopoly. Bro, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's the game of life.
No, real talk. No, hold on. Because people be like, yo, he shouldn't have turned the game to a monopoly. No. Listen, I'm trying to make bread.
How do you level up?
I'm trying to get caked up.
I'm listening.
I'm taking over the game.
But the thing about it is this way. This is why I go back to keep on saying. I keep saying it to the beginning of the day. People put wrestling in a weird fantasy. Now I understand that it's the real world still. Because I agree with you. If you're trying to make bank, yo, everybody does that.
Wrestling is like drugs.
Yeah. Ooh.
Because listen.
Pew, 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 pew.
Listen.
One of my favorite shows is To Catch a Smuggler on Nat Geo.
Listen. All right.
What kind of drugs?
He's going to hell for Monopoly?
No, listen.
Why?
He would only go to hell because he said he was better than God.
Yes, he's going to hell for that. All right, cool.
But I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah,
but anyways. But the thing about it.
Where did that come from?
If I'm going to stick only in the Northeast and I'm trying to make more money now, because when you stay in one spot, you cap yourself.
You do, yeah.
So you can't go up. You can't go up anymore.
You can't.
Well,
but I agree with you. Just like with any stores, like how you think Walmart became Walmart? You think that they didn't have to like what?
So you could think of Costco. You could think of Sam's Club. It's the same thing. It's just like in different areas. So like so how down in like the South, Walmart is like the club. It's the go-to spot. Right. Up here, it's not always like that. Like we have Costco. So I'm just talking about other wholesale companies that are in that.
That was not my point.
Oh, but I was just naming other examples of wholesale companies.
I'm saying that how Walmart became Walmart by buying out smaller stores. You remember the Walmart by Green Acres, right? Yeah. Remember how it started out, right? Yeah. Right? It started out a little corner, and then they bought out the National Liquidators. The National Liquidators, and after that, they expanded to that, and they bought the whole strip. You gotta expand to become a bigger company.
Yeah, but it's also there's two ways to look at it. He took over, right?
Right.
But monopolies also hurts
smaller businesses.
Besides that, it also makes the ecosystem unhealthy. That's the problem with monopolies.
It does.
So that's why I always say AEW is good for business.
Yeah.
Because you know what's
we're gonna talk about that
because you know what's gonna happen when AEW's around, more people get opportunities.
Exactly.
The standard is no longer WWE.
Exactly.
Then you have we'll move on to this after you have MLW. Yeah. MLW's like, what is it, 10 years now?
MLW's been around for a hot minute.
ROH is you have that. They may not be as big, but you give people more opportunities.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Bruce the other day.
Shout out to Bruce.
When CM Punk came to WWE, it was thought that was never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because he was such an indie darling from ROH. ROH niggas were passing around tapes.
Yeah.
So the standard was always WWE. Now the standard now is AEW and WWE. So you have these two things that help people out. That's the problem with monopolies. And Impact,
and
but
MLW.
I'm talking about on a bigger promotion, like not the same thing as WWE.
I would definitely throw Impact. If you're gonna throw AEW in that conversation, you have to throw Impact in that conversation.
No, but AEW has a bigger contract with more of a broadcasting contract. Yeah. That's why I say that.
And then more and like. And
but
like,
if we're going based on if we're sitting here talking about opportunities and we're sitting here talking about that part of it.
But I'm talking about opportunity. But AEW is bigger than Impact. You may not think that, but AEW is bigger than Impact.
Exactly.
I think on the business side and it being on TNT, yes, fine.
That's the whole point. Like, you trying to make money out here. What?
But the whole thing is, though, is that you have certain, and I guess it's more of a contract by contract basis thing, because you have people that are exclusive to just that brand, but then you have other people that are signed to both either or the companies and still able to do indie shows and still able to do more and get more money.
But that's not the point what you're trying to say, though. He's trying to say that who has who have big bank. Because AEW and WWE.
WWE, they have the bigger bank.
Your daddy owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. I guess you'll have the bigger bank.
And the team and
cool.
And the team in Europe. It's all about big bank. Like Impact, no crapping on them, but like, yo, they was not even in that bubble when it comes like who makes who's owning the shares of wrestling. There was not even that bubble. They was, but it's like kind of others. And
it's a bigger platform.
Exactly.
It's nothing against Impact because I've always said Impact is a small indie label.
Exactly.
Which is fine because you get opportunities on there, you can do stuff. But what it is, monopolies are unhealthy. Don't get me wrong, the person running the monopoly, loving it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is an unhealthy thing. But at the end of the day, y'all falling, I'm going to keep collecting.
Exactly. Y'all want to sell it to me? All right, sell it to me. Listen. At the end of the day, all those promoters, all of them did not have to sell to Vince McMahon.
Nope.
And I'm sick and tired of people blaming Vince for saying that here's the offer, and when someone take it, oh, it's Vince's fault. Why are you offering that? My nigga, I'm trying to expand.
Because if it was you would do the same thing.
And people keep on forgetting. In life, you have the decision to do what you feel is best. And at the end of the day, yo, Vince offered them millions of dollars, made them millionaires overnight. And I say, wait a minute, I don't have to stress about these wrestlers no more. I could go home to my wife and kids and grandkids. Yo, I can have sex with my goat. Yo, I'm in here.
All right. So, Untold featuring HBK and Kevin Nash, because, yeah, we're going to sidebar off that. Will be on Peacock May 2nd. And then, I did. And then following that, they also are going to do a 24 on The Miz, which is going to be really good. So that'll be right after that debut again, of Untold.
Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels, great. Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Triple H, X-Pac's The Click. Take care of each other.
All right, so we're going to move right along. We did mention MLW.
Oh, so, Paul Heyman.
What, Paulie?
As a promoter.
Oh, promoter, yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah. He's definitely top 5.
Yeah.
Definitely is. I think if Paulie would have been able to get like an owner of a Jacksonville Jaguar behind ECW, probably still be around.
He was this close.
It was. That was the reason why ECW didn't fold the way people think it was.
No,
it was because
money.
They couldn't get a TV deal.
He was this close to going to Impact. And who's going to Impact, right? Y'all probably know this. He said, everybody a certain age, I'm getting rid of them. And he was starting with all fresh talent. Like, the people other at Cap, you're going to keep them. Kevin Nash and them got mad. Dixie Carter got Dixie Carter, and that's why he didn't go to Impact. Yeah.
He would have been a terrible fit at Impact.
Why?
Because I think Paulie's view in the business wouldn't have went well with Dixie.
But Dixie will give him the keys to basically. She's acting with his vengeance to run the company. That was the whole point.
She gave keys to Hogan and said, "Help
exactly."
me.
So
and
there's no difference giving
idea.
That's why he was going to hide, give him the key to turn around the company. So it would have been his vision.
I don't think he would have had all the way vision. I don't. Not at that time. I don't think so.
If she asked the man, "What do you want to do with the company?" If they go, that means that she was going to try. Come on.
And also too, I don't think they had the bank for him either.
Yes, they did. What?
Yeah, they had the bank.
What?
No.
Yes, they did. Dixie was overpaying everybody.
What?
Overpaying everybody. So you bring somebody in new. How you gonna offer them money you don't have? How you gonna offer them money you don't have?
Like they paid.
They paid Hulk by point.
Okay.
The money is all allocated. If
Paul Heyman came
you give him a contract and you basically sign him a piece of paper and this is gonna be how much he gonna get. But you don't have that, and you don't have that.
Yes, they did. Like Dixie Carter Pops was basically like they own an energy company. Yes, they did. They don't.
Was she one of the Dixie chicks?
No.
No. I thought
don't disrespect the Dixie chicks. The fuck is wrong with you?
Like they had.
Come on.
Like before.
I expect better from you.
Sorry,
like
Dixie chicks.
Like all these guys.
Oh, sorry.
I love
but
Dixie
all
chicks.
these guys that came
in
in for WWE had big contract. It was because of Hogan.
Oh, of course.
So you can't blame Paul Heyman.
I'm not blaming Paul anything. I just said, we're going to go on. I'm just saying I didn't see that being a well-working machine. That's all I said. It had nothing to do with Paul making the right or wrong decision. I just was saying I didn't see that happening. But anyway, going to move right along to MLW since you did bring it up. They caught a brand new TV deal with Vice.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And the article I was reading, and this is why it goes back to Vince being the best promoter ever, is the owner of MLW has stated in an interview, he said, I don't think we would have been able to have the platform to really get the TV deal we have with Vice if Vince didn't do the deal with Peacock.
Why?
Because he said that Vince was able to present wrestling on a different scale in front of a bigger notch.
Everybody eating because of Vince.
Thank you.
Everybody eating because of Vince.
I don't know how we even got to Vince being the best promoter, but I was just like,
Vice has nothing.
It was a great
No.
What?
No.
I'm talking about how Vice was popping back in the day.
No, hold on.
And Vice is still popping.
No, we're gonna rewind.
I'm saying that Vice is coming up now.
Whoa.
Because they lost steam for a little bit.
What? Hold on.
They lost steam for a little bit.
And you guess what? And you want to know what fucking jumped the heart? Dark Side of the Ring, their highest viewed TV show in their history.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And why? Because of wrestling.
So they had nothing. So they had a gamble.
So at the end of the day,
let me ask you guys a question. Were you watching Vice before Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah.
What are you watching?
Most Expensive is.
Okay.
With
that show
Chainz.
ended.
That's my fucking show.
And before all those shows.
No, it's still on.
Fine. That show.
That's
what
my
else?
fucking show.
That's it.
Thesis and Marrow.
They're not on there no more. They don't show
You said before.
It was decent, but the thing is,
a lot of shows left.
But the thing,
so they had to take that risk.
But
they have a lot of documentary shows. They have a lot of like because I like not cheap pleasure, but guilty pleasure. But I like a lot of I love documentaries and I love watching low key about like drugs. So Vice has always had a lot of documentaries about like the drug cartel and like being in the underground business and stuff like that. But I'm just, to your point, is when you ask, it's like, what were you watching before Dark Side of the Ring? Plenty of other shows outside of that. But my favorite was Most Expensive because that was my shit. But
Vice in general is what's the ones they have. But I'm happy that they saw what Vince was doing and said, you know what, let's take a risk on wrestling. But before that, there was dipping down in wrestling for a while.
No, yeah, but I think when the article I was reading in terms of Vice, so they had been working on the, apparently MLW was supposed to be on Vice last year in 2020, but because of the pandemic, everything kind of went at a standstill and the world shut down. Therefore, they put a pause on the deal. But once the world started opening back up and then MLW had conversations with Vice again is when they decided to now have their weekly show on Vice TV. So it's a really good, honestly speaking, I tell people all the time, even before AEW started and stuff like that, I would always talk about MLW and I would always big it up because I honestly think it is a very, very up-and-coming promotion and I think a lot of great things. Jacob Fatu being the face of that company is just...
How many houses is Vice in?
I don't fucking know.
It's basic cable.
I know. I get it on Sling.
Vice is basic cable for the most part.
Is it as basic as TNT?
Probably not.
Yo, to all the viewers out there, how many of you guys got Vice as your basic cable package? And to the viewers at home who's basically on the Jobbertears watching on live, or I'm probably on sound, listen to it. Like, please let me know. Like, do you have Vice as your basic channel?
But what's good about, but I'll let you go. What also is good about the deal is it doesn't touch their other deals. So it doesn't touch the deal they have with Oscar De La Hoya's the boxing shit. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name of it. Was it DZ something like that?
Dan,
DAZN.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect their deal with them. It doesn't affect their deal with what's it, Bean Sports, the other outlet they use to broadcast. So the deal is kind of more of it just elevates the company, which I think sometimes is better that way than just kind of like shifting everything all in one, one place because it may or may not work.
But it's also it's the bigger picture at this. This is showing wrestling is profitable.
Yeah.
Like, once it goes back to Vince, like you mentioned, it's showing that wrestling is money. Mm-hmm. It's a billion-dollar business that nobody seems to understand. And that's the one thing that people get mad. People get mad at Vince about, where they go, oh, my God, he's making it too child, blah, 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 blah. He made wrestling mainstream at one time. And
it only makes sense to basically
everybody said they have Vice for the most part.
Yeah, like, okay, I don't think it's not. It's better than fucking Access.
It doesn't come with Verizon, though.
It's better than trying to find Access. I mean, I have it, but it's just I think it's a better time. And then also too, with the world opening back up, and we'll move on. MLW will be having their TV taping in Philadelphia.
You going?
Yeah, because I've never been to the 2300 Arena, and that's kind of been one of my wrestling goals. Because I was like, I grew up on ECW.
Why do you call it 2300 Arena? Got 2300 seats?
No, I think that's the block that it's on. I think it's like 2300, whatever the street name. I think that's what it is.
No. I'm just laughing.
But I believe it's July 10th, which I believe is a Saturday. They will be at the 2300 Arena. Tickets is on sale as we speak. Tickets is as low as $15, so cheap plug for them. But
sounds like a Battle Club event.
Speaking of Battle Club, great segue into talking about just a little tidbit. May 29th, Battle Club Pro comes back to Jersey, Ridgefield Park. We're super excited to be one of the main sponsors of the show. And we look forward to having some talent come on the podcast in the next few weeks leading up to the show as well. So stay tuned for that. But switching gears, ROH is doing a thing which I feel like the people that are dealing with the women's division AEW need to maybe take a look at. ROH had announced at their 19th anniversary show with Maria Kanellis-Bennett, who is a part of the board of directors, which I love. I love the gimmick. I love what she's doing there. Where they announced that they're going to be doing a tournament to declare the new ROH Women's Champion, since it has been vacated for over almost 2 years. So they're looking to do a Wednesday weekly tournament, or basically a Wednesday weekly just around women in the ROH division, like their ROH women's division. They're going to do it on YouTube Wednesday nights, where they're going to showcase the women that's going to be in the tournament. And then in the next few weeks, they're going to announce who's going to be participating in the tournament. What are your thoughts on this? I think it's a super dope idea, where the focus is the women's division. And I think it's definitely where you'll be able to see some people that may not have been able to have opportunities in other places be able to do. So what are your thoughts on them choosing YouTube as that platform? And then also, too, who do you think may be on TV?
Nah, B. Y'all niggas don't want to keep the same energy when AEW did that. When they put the women's stuff on YouTube, everybody got on them. Once Ring of Honor do it, it's lit, right?
No, that's very different. They did a tournament where you had some on Dark, you had maybe one on Dynamite, and then all the rest was on YouTube because the people were in Japan.
But
they did the actual tournament on there. But when have they still been able to have a platform, all women, just that, for let's say an hour every week on YouTube?
That was the tournament, my dog.
No, but I'm asking, is that a continuous thing or is that a one-time thing?
It was, but you didn't say that. I should ask questions. My bad, viewers. My bad, audience. My bad, people with the nice ears that actually clean their ears.
Yeah, is it? Wax is
fact, they be nasty with their AirPods coming out.
It's kind of ill.
Not the point.
Yeah.
Is it weekly, permanently?
Yes. They have, it's a weekly, it's like women, hold on, I'm going to pull it up. It's like a Women Crush Wednesday thing that they're doing.
They've been doing that.
It's not the same thing, though.
No. Like, they had, like, wrestling match focused on, like, events only focused on women a while ago.
So, Ring of Honor is set to air new women's division matches every Wednesday on the official ROH YouTube channel. YouTube channel will air at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each week beginning April 28th. The matches will feature newcomers to the division as well as ROH veterans.
Oh, then I thought that was just like a tournament.
No. What I've said is that they're starting a new show focusing on the women's division, and they're going to be showcasing potential people in the tournament. The tournament that they're looking to have is going to be throughout the summer, so that the next big pay-per-view that they have, they'll be able to crown.
I heard that they're having a tournament. They started a weekly show. I thought that it was because they started a tournament.
No. It's the opposite. They're going. She started off at the 19th anniversary show stating that they will have a tournament to crown a new women's division. Now they're saying that it's totally separate from that, but it will include other women that will be in the tournament. But they're starting a weekly Wednesday series.
Additional.
Correct. Yeah. That will have women matches.
Then I'm fine. Like, listen, I don't care. Like, I don't care if they had like an all midget tournament. Yo, everyone eats. No, that seriously, I really reach a point when it comes to wrestling.
Okay.
If you want to have all midget, dang, I can't say midget. My bad.
Little people.
If you had all little, like, my bad. Like, I didn't mean to call you out the M word. My bad. If you have all little people's tournament, you want to display that, go ahead. It gives a different audience to show to like display your talent. If they had all women's tournament, a women's show, I think it might just be good because I want to see Savannah Evans in there. You know,
shout out to her being the first ever PWX Pure Champion this past weekend.
Shout out to her. You know,
so proud of you.
Shout out to her. You know, maybe I want to see Tessa pop up every once in a while. Honestly, I think it's a very good idea. It's great for business because maybe that could be the spark where WWE might see that and say, you know what, let's make an all-women show permanently. Because at the end of the day, regardless of game plays of women rock. And even though some guys are gay when it comes to women and stuff like that, like bashing them, at the end of the day, everybody deserves opportunity. Just how you want black people to have opportunity, women need the opportunity too. And for them just to focus all their show, I'm looking forward to this because they'll have storylines I can relate to, like real storylines. Like, okay, so you're not gonna steal her boyfriend. It might be on some like, yo, my nigga, you crashed my car. It's on site for you. My nigga, like, you caused me this match. It's on site for you.
Even the and I honestly
real storylines for women.
I need to probably
love stories.
Stalk this like.
Shout out to Reginald.
The where has he been? We're gonna get into that because we're gonna go right into This Week in Wrestling real quick. What are your thoughts on ROH's new show on Wednesday nights?
No, it's dope. It's dope as hell. It's a great way for them to rebrand their women's division because their women's division was very not respected for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dope.
It was almost like the revolving door. Like you didn't have any real consistency.
But then they also had a lot of issues.
So that's the question: who was the last woman champion?
What's her name that ended up getting fired?
She ended up suing.
Yeah,
what's her name
again? It was a whole bunch of shit that popped off, and that's why they haven't been able to replace give the title to anybody.
Yeah, because it was some.
I forgot what her name was. Shit.
It was about like
Loki. She reminds me of Chris Statlander, but it's not her.
She kind of looks like her.
Is she wrestling now still?
No.
No, it was a whole.
It was a whole bunch of bullshit.
It was a whole lawsuit that was going on.
Yeah, her husband was involved because her husband worked for ROH. It was a lot of shit.
Wrestle like behind scenes?
No, behind the scenes.
Man, zombie war.
And I think so. What ended up happening
did do the same thing. That's what Kiki just said.
No.
Because
no.
So the difference between AEW, because I was gonna say it, but the difference is that they were using it. They had it on multiple shows. It wasn't just one show that they were doing it on. That's why they did, but then they didn't.
It was a tag team tournament.
It was a tag. It was a
that didn't
tournament.
Go anywhere.
It was a tag team. It was a women's tournament.
But they started tag team first.
That nothing came out of, and I didn't realize it until Evilise got dropped. Which I wish we would have had that question asked. But they didn't do anything with that tournament. My thing is, every time they've done something pertaining to a tournament for the women's or even that number one contender thing, which low-key, I think that was rigged because I think somebody else deserved that spot. It's neither here or there. But nothing ever really comes out of
Klein.
It.
That
was her name. But she reminds me of Chris Statlander.
But she looks like that. She's built exactly like.
So, but basically, long story short, with her is that she they couldn't I was like, what's going on?
I thought someone was knocking.
They couldn't clear her because she had a concussion. And then it was a whole bunch of like back and forth, and then they ended up releasing her. While she had the title, while she was out with a concussion, they ended up firing her. It was a whole bunch of shit.
That's wrong. I know.
It was a whole bunch of shit.
You
but
the lawsuit.
He said it was on YouTube, and then they stopped because Tony saw the complaints because it was badly done. Because the problem I had with it
production value?
It was the production value was trapped because it was done in it looked like some barn in Japan that they were doing it because they were and it was kind of cool because they were simultaneously doing it in Japan and then that had the U.S. side. Like the concept was cool, but then they would have on AEW Dynamite one of the matches for the women's tournament. What?
Presentation was bad.
It was and then it wasn't streamlined enough, where it should have been like this week we have this matchup, next week we have the next matchup, but it should have been like how ROH is doing it every Wednesday. That would have made more sense, but it was so scattered around, and then they were using Japanese wrestlers. I didn't want to. I didn't like it 100% because who ended up coming out of it was Shorty Doo-Wop, which was kind of cool, but.
It wasn't.
It did nothing.
It did nothing. Like, that's been my issue with when they do things, especially for the women's division. There's no outcome. Like, them having that tag tournament shit, it should have been bigger than that. It shouldn't have been where they just had fucking medals that looked like they came from Party City.
And I thought that had eventually lead to them
getting a tag title or something of that sort. Right.
Funny you said that. Tommy Dreamer. Watch the later press conference that they did for the match on Saturday. Tommy Dreamer said this on camera. He said, I feel the relationship is too one-sided. Because
it is.
We put over their talent over
That's
here.
Not a work. That's the truth.
But yeah.
Was that a shoot interview?
Yo,
he was talking
on the press conference. I'm sending you it.
Could have been a shoot.
It's 45 minutes.
But when you think about it,
shooting at it's real.
But when you think about it's the fucking truth.
It's one-sided because why don't they're our time to go over there.
There's no women that has ever crossed over into the AEW side to do anything.
But I told you guys, okay, so since we talk about AEW, couple things I got to talk about with that one. First things first, I told you guys from jump, I don't know if I said it on the podcast or I said it in our group chat. The entire thing is for Kenny.
What about your friend?
It's all about Kenny
around.
pushing his legacy.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Him having multiple titles. Yeah. Granted, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Kenny's Soul Glow is not blockbuster, so it's not helping out Impact
at all. Okay. And that was my thing. I kept saying, listen, if the partnership with AEW was going to put more eyes on Impact, then I'm here for it. I'm all about it because I like Impact. But it hasn't.
Now,
at all.
Because all you've seen from Impact is the homies, the Good Brothers.
Yeah.
They're not even tag team champions no more.
Yeah.
So y'all niggas is irrelevant.
So they're still on the show. They still come on the show. And Janelle has a point because it's really not doing anything for Impact.
At all.
And then
unfortunate.
Supposedly, and sometimes the thing about wrestling is what Janelle said. You don't know if people are telling a lie or it's just a shoot.
You don't know nothing. I think everything's a work. I done told y'all that billions of times. I think everything's a work. But it's just unfortunate that both sides hasn't really been able to benefit.
Tony Khan said something on Busted Open Radio, which somebody sent me the printout of it. He was just like, and I don't know if he was trying to be in character because Tony Khan's trying to be like this arrogant owner thing.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
So I don't know, but I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. He was like, they were asking like, why don't they have Impact promote on AEW shows?
Yeah.
And then he was like, they can pay for ad space. And then I was like, what? Reading that, I was like, yo, you guys are in a partnership.
Was that not a part of the contract?
But even if it's not part of the contract, it's still like, yo, hey, let's work as a team. You keep, because the thing about it, it's this Forbidden Door you keep talking about you broke down.
It ain't really broken.
You didn't break no Forbidden Door down. Because the only person that's getting a benefit off of this is Kenny Omega.
Okay.
And I will be honest, and we'll talk about Rebellion, but I will be honest, I will feel very upset if that match with him and Rich Swann this weekend and some fuckery goes on and it hurts Rich Swann.
Kenny is winning the title.
Be tight.
Kenny is winning the title.
Like, I would rather a dirty finish where no one wins versus it being Kenny.
Okay, this is how I feel when it comes to the whole AEW thing, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I think that Tony Khan is not treating this. He's just treating it as a business relationship. He's not understanding when it comes to wrestling. You got to treat people with some kind of hospitality. What kind of hospitality? Yes. And I feel like Tony Khan is forgetting that.
No, he's not forgetting that. He isn't forgetting that. Because Tony Khan is a mark at the end of the day. He's a wrestling fan. just like us. So he knows what's going on. So he's trying to make sure his company's put over. Because the thing about it, we're seeing the same thing that happened in the WCW invasion of WWE.
Yeah.
This is the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Where only certain talents goes over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get it, and we always talk about it. I understand the whole point of you putting the homies on. But imagine what happens. Kira Hogan
and Tasha
do a run-in on AEW Dynamite.
Or if they would have brought the belts to AEW and then said, you know what, Diamante, and when the Evilise was a hiree, was an employee, if they would have had a fucking tag team match, how fucking dope that would have been.
But that brings essence because now you're really working with somebody. This is not.
I said that from the beginning.
This is all Kenny. Idea. This is all about Kenny.
Idea. I feel like it didn't hit me until I started watching it. I feel it's all about Kenny because what I realized about the Elite is they do what's best for them, and they do what's best for the ecosystem, for their ecosystem.
But the thing about it, listen,
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But don't try to front like you guys helping niggas out.
Exactly.
Oh, you putting niggas on because really the only niggas y'all putting on is your niggas. And I would rather
That's what you're supposed to do.
And no, but I would rather you front up and say that. I'd rather that up front. I'd rather you be like, listen, the only niggas I'm about to put on is my niggas. Why hasn't
Rich Swann been on AEW TV?
And he's the fucking world champion.
That's what I need to answer. That's the answer I need. That's the answer I need.
How come Rich Swann hasn't been on Impact? I mean, my bad. AEW. And I thought they was gonna come this week
because it made sense because you had the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Once again, why hasn't Rich Swann been on AEW Dynamite?
Listen,
you are the
Tony,
you guys are doing a crossover. Why hasn't that happened?
But there is no such thing. But that's what I'm saying. Even from the beginning, because we talk about it. Because I try to have you in the back of my head. We just like give it a chance, give it a chance. Let it.
She said Tony and Triple H are texting.
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe it.
Okay.
I believe it.
You know what I noticed is about Kenny. You said Kenny don't have that slow glow, like that glow, right?
Kenny's not Blockbuster.
Let me finish. I think Kenny has to understand it's not Japan. Because in Japan, he's Blockbuster. And how I know this, and every little Japan, like in Fire Pro Wrestling, he was in that ad. Let me finish, right? He was in the ad for the Street Fighter release where like he was Cody. Cody's in the company, he was Cody. Yeah, cool. He's Blockbuster in Japan. The one thing that Kenny don't understand is your wrestling got you Blockbuster. This is America. Sports entertainment. And I feel like Kenny is so much in the whole wrestling bubble, you don't understand that I got to do other stuff. Cody see the bigger picture because Cody's
hoeing ass.
Right.
It's hoeing AEW right
But
now.
hey, listen.
And I love
it.
He came from the E.
You just saying that reminded me. I said, yo, this nigga has been doing it from the beginning because he did it to ROH, low key, where he was like, I'm just gonna ride this wave, but I'm a up my value and be around Bucks and Adam.
Hold on, because I've been saying this.
That's wild.
For a minute. And no, you know what? I was in a group chat arguing with somebody about this. Because what you just said is exactly what he did.
Yeah,
because
he did it.
Listen, let's go through his career.
Genius.
He left WWE, wrote down a list. Because remember, he didn't get fired.
No, his contract
left.
Out, yeah.
He was the first, yeah.
He left.
Yeah.
And then he went to the independent scene.
Yeah.
Did a little promo. Remember he had a little promo. He writing down the list of everybody he wanted to like go up against.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Number two. Yo, I love Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen. He said, yo, I'm going to hit up my boys, the Bucks. They're in the independent scene. They're going to take care of you. Links up with the Bucks. And what you said, what do you do at ROH?
My nigga was point to the left and ride that wave.
He rode the wave at ROH.
And then he used the clout he had with ROH to get on NWA to have the match with fucking Nick Aldis. Because that came out of nowhere. But I was just like, I'm here for it. I signed me up. And it was that same, it was like a hot tag. He was like, all right, I'm going to ride this wave. And then the NWA thing ended up happening because they had the relationship with ROH. So it worked. And then that's how he got the match with Nick Aldis. And then that was fast forwarding to then the send off because we was there.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, yo, it's crazy how the Bucks and Cody fucking raped ROH in the ass and then said, I'm out. And then didn't even think the out was now being a part of AEW.
But
doing the same thing.
What Cody did was, what, like you said, he upped his value.
Oh, yeah.
He's supposed to do that.
Because, ain't nobody bad about that.
If AEW never came around, he would have been back in the E, and I'm telling you, he would have been a main event person.
Yeah, and I think that's just wrestling in general, where you leave one company, you up your value.
Drew McIntyre did it.
Yeah, really everyone does it. Because that was the same thing with to me, I think AJ did that. When AJ left Impact, went to New Japan, upped his value, even though I always thought his value was up there. And then it put the eyes on the E. It was like, well, I've done everything I've wanted to do. What are you guys willing to offer me?
I think that with AJ going to New Japan, it let him be himself.
But but the thing about it, Cody went to New Japan as well.
Yeah.
But we need to talk about this week in wrestling real quick because
this week in wrestling, you know what? AEW was solid.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, it was good.
The only thing, it was only one thing I didn't like. No, to be honest, their women's champion, who I really don't even know what her name is, but that to me was probably one of the best matches she's had, was against that girl. What's her name? Conti?
Yeah, Conti.
I thought that she was another one. Low key, I thought the E had dropped too soon, but that's okay. It's not for everybody. Definitely loved the match with Adam Page and Ricky Starks. That was very good.
Shout out to Will Hobbs versus
Christian. Very good.
Big boy Hobbs.
I had spoke to him earlier. I told him I was just like, he asked me if I watched it. So I said, yeah.
Of course he asked you. Did Mikey like that?
And then,
wow.
We can't be business like.
I'm protecting my nigga right now.
My nigga, you don't think I'm protecting my nigga?
Shout out to
like,
Mikey,
the fuck?
I'm looking out for you, dogs.
But really? Unnecessary. But no.
First of all, Janelle.
What I told
him
was.
You know I like messing with you.
Yeah, but don't mess with me on a damn national platform. Now you got my man thinking like, well, who the fuck she talking to?
He knows I'm playing.
Anyway, when I spoke to Will, I told him, I said, I could see that the pace of the match you slowed down. There were certain parts where I think he realized he had to slow down. And then I said it was certain parts where Christian let him get his stuff in, and then Christian got his stuff in. I thought it was a well-produced match, and I told him that. I said what I didn't really care for was the run-in from Ricky, because the Ricky running in kind of overshadowed everything. So I just like, I could have did without it. That was my one thing I was like, I didn't really care for that.
Because it's saying that how that I'm gonna go.
It reminded me that Team Taz lost twice in one night. That's what it reminded me of.
And I don't know what Brian Cage is doing with that FCW title. Yeah. But anyways.
But when I said it, it was Janelle.
Janelle.
What do you mean?
Janelle.
Give it a chance.
Exactly. And we did, and it's trash.
But it was trash from the beginning.
Boy, how can you say something is trash
from the beginning?
Like saying that,
because how do you go from you winning the dumbass ladder match that you debuted?
Okay.
Then going against, then going for the TNT title. You went for the TNT title, lost, clean. And then the next week you got a fucking random ass belt.
It was a TNT title.
He went for
the heavyweight title.
It's even worse.
All I'm saying is Janelle, all I'm saying is this.
Thank you for proving it.
We gave it a chance, Janelle, and it sucked. That's it.
It sucked from the beginning.
NXT wasn't bad.
No, NXT was really good. I was
so
kidding.
Talk about Raw?
No, we're working backwards because Raw we really don't have to talk about. But
so it didn't happen.
But what I was telling you guys in the group chat, I was just like, Tuesdays is so hard, so it's hard to adjust. But an article I read before I came in was they basically said it was the highest viewed show in 2021 was this week's episode of NXT.
Well,
I think they was at 800 the week before. They went at like 850, almost close to 860
well, the thing
this
is,
week.
the show is good, but I had an issue.
What?
With Kyle O'Reilly's promo,
You talk too long.
No.
What's wrong with it?
So.
It didn't intrigue me.
Huh?
It didn't intrigue me.
That's it. Okay.
But did the face-off intrigue you?
No.
Why?
Because the promo was so bad.
Okay.
For me personally, I really like Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes.
So.
He had an off day.
It was very off. My problem is you just came back from a brutal match with like one of your best friends, arch enemy type of thing, frenemy type of thing. There was no passion in the promo. It was so lackluster.
We got to go back to the drawing board then.
You came off as a dork, borderline. You just had one of the most hard-hitting matches of your career. And that's the promo that you took of your comeback? You're not pulling me in.
I mean, I like the face-off, though.
Face-off was
whatever.
Face-off
gave me, I was like,
but it lacked the passion and the intensity that is needed for just coming back. It didn't pull anybody in.
Let it simmer a little bit. Listen, give it a chance.
I was gonna say that.
I knew you was.
I wasn't.
You wasn't.
No, I was gonna say
What you gonna say?
Nigga had an off day.
Oh, that's fine.
That's it. He
niggas have off days every day. Oh wait, so we're gonna totally ignore the fact that I'm hearing rumors and rumbles that Blood and Guts, which is gonna be Wednesday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, is actually the match, which is low-key War Games, and they're just not allowed to say War Games, but that's what the fuck it is. Because they described it, Tony Schiavone described it on AEW this week, and I listened and I said, wait, 2 rings inside of a cage?
You didn't know that?
That's War Games. No, but I thought, for some reason, I thought it was like a cage within a cage. So I thought they were on top of each other. I didn't know. And actually, I would have preferred that actually now more than anything. But they're saying that the match against the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle will be the only thing on Wednesday, May 5th for Blood and Guts. Like, they're talking about it being the focal point, the match, and the only match of the night. So that's that one thing.
2 hours of niggas killing each other?
No, I think what they were saying, what I read was they're working on doing, like, different promos or doing different things, like, around the actual match. But the match alone, like, the article I was reading, match alone, War Games on NXT side is solid 45. So it being the only match, and then let's say it being towards the middle or the end,
it's not pay-per-view either.
And it's on
I have to
TNT.
remember, because you say TNT, because I was like, that's the only thing I have to remember. Like, bro, it's 45 minutes. You got to count for commercials.
Correct, and you got people to come in. If they're doing it War Game style, really, you got everybody has to get in the ring actually for it to start, for the match to even start.
I'm gonna give you a chance.
It might be good. It really might be good. It might be good.
Like, what's the worst that can happen? And then being bad, okay?
And
no.
It's on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
So it's a fun thing. I think we might do a little event for it.
Maybe. Never know. Shots of tequila.
Yeah.
Let's go shot for shot. But working our way backwards. Monday Night Raw.
Yo, can we go to SmackDown, please?
Oh, I do want to go to SmackDown, but let's talk about Raw real quick. I didn't even watch it. So
all right, SmackDown.
All I know is that Dominic and the other black dude got demasked, whatever it is at.
All right, I guess.
What else happened? Tell me what happened.
It was bad. Yes. It was bad overall.
Go ahead.
One of the worst Raws
you could talk about it by yourself.
I just want to know because I didn't see it.
I don't even remember most of it. It just wasn't. It didn't hit.
And you know what? Sometimes that happens because SmackDown.
Oh, I could talk about that.
Woof.
I could talk about that.
Roman, the level of disrespect to Cesaro.
I really like.
But I like it though.
I'm not a fan of Cesaro's mic skills, but he looks like the best next competitor for Roman.
But
it makes sense for Roman to disrespect them. Because
because it's like, who the fuck are you?
Nigga, like, I made an event at WrestleMania.
He gave nigga, who was you?
Who are you? Like, you won one match?
But I like the running.
Cool move?
But I like the running from Seth though too, because it still builds to that storyline. Because everyone's talking. One question of this week, that's been floating around in the group chat was who would you want to win Money in the Bank this year? And I said Mikey's cousin said Cesaro, and I was just like, I challenge it because, like, we've always, like, for me, Money in the Bank is basically for someone that cannot automatically get into a title picture, like, cannot get a storyline out of themselves, like, in that fashion. Like, it has to have that shock value. Yeah. I think everyone being invested in what Cesaro has been doing the past few weeks, on top of him winning at WrestleMania for the first time.
But then you can't.
If you're building the story on Cesaro, why would you?
Seth was a Money in the Bank winner.
Exactly.
And he could have went to the title picture.
Exactly.
At that time, though.
Yes.
But was it better of him giving the shock value versus being in an actual?
We're saying this now.
No, but I'm asking though.
I don't know because in this,
like, do you want a bigger shock value or do you want a storyline?
The thing is, listen, when it comes to this Earth, Seth got the Money in Bank and won it the way he did. And honestly,
shit is. I regret not going to that media.
You know why that it was so good for him to do it that way? Because he betrayed the Shields, right? And he was doing a lot of sneaky stuff. So the only way for him to do that, you think that him losing, he'll humble himself? Nah, it's my perfect opportunity to go out there, the biggest heist, and save the main event, and pin the dude that I betrayed. Honestly, that was the best route.
And didn't make Brock look weak.
Exactly.
So who should get
So I said Big E.
But still not shock value.
That's not.
Because we are expecting Big E.
Exactly.
But the shock value would be you wouldn't know when he would cash in. That's the shock value.
But then it'd be the same thing with Cesaro.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, because
Cesaro for me would be the type of nigga that walk up to Roman and be like, I'm cashing this in on this date and this time.
But you see,
he'll pull a John Cena. That's to me.
That's on you.
But that to me it would be a waste of a Money in the Bank.
No, it won't. Because the end game for him to become champion, right?
But then what if he doesn't?
You know what was speaking of like shock value was Otis winning Money in the Bank.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, me too.
And then even finessing it to give it to Miz.
And then even the way Miz won it.
Whoa.
That was a storyline. That was.
Because if you really look at it, because going by the shock value of the Money in the Bank, Otis winning, everybody was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
then they kind of backed themselves into a corner. Then they finagled it to get Miz to win it.
That
was good.
Right.
With that court case,
and
that was good.
Right, and then Miz ended up cashing in after Bobby, which then alley-hooped Bobby getting the title.
No. You forget, you got to backtrack. John Morrison cashed it in the TLC match.
And then they said, well, technically, he's not the winner of the Money in the Briefcase, so he can't cash in for you. It was just like, oh, you clever niggas, you.
But I think, honestly, that was a good storyline.
No, beautiful.
Long term.
It was long term.
Beautiful.
And honestly, part of that was because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
A huge
it makes
part
sense
of that.
Because some people like, oh, that was stupid. I'm looking like, how many times in WWE logic that we said that make no sense? And they try to capitalize it.
All the time.
And before that, they only keeping the same energy. Because let's not forget, the first ever women's Money in the Bank match, technically, what's that dude's name? No Chin won it. And they said, you can't do
Carmella.
That. We got to get another Money in the Bank. So you cannot get mad for WWE keeping the same energy consistently through history.
So then, question then. And
okay.
Then I guess
it may be controversial too.
I'm trying to know. I mean, my question just follows up to the conversation.
I want you to think. Go ahead, girl.
No, I just want to ask, so who would you want to win Money in the Bank this year? Because we got WrestleMania Backlash coming up. The title is questionable, but I understand. Logically, I get it. And then we'll move that'll be May, and then June is typically Money in the Bank, I think. Yeah, June is typically Money in the Bank. Because then they don't do June. They don't do July, and then they do SummerSlam in August. So, who would you want, though?
To be real,
give two names.
Give me a male and a female.
Oh.
See? You said controversial. I got you.
I think Asuka winning Money in the Bank would be awesome.
I got somebody else.
No.
And the reason why?
Okay.
Because it keeps her hot. It keeps her hot and it keeps her in the picture.
She would be dope.
Because her character with the briefcase, all the things that she would do with it would be so amazing. Male-wise, Corbin.
That'll piss everyone off.
Corbin would be a great Money in the Bank winner because the heat that he would get from that,
everyone would be pissed.
And honestly, shout out to Corbin. He got better
one of
in the
best,
ring.
One of the best heels, and he took a lot of advice from Kane.
Yo, he's a beast in the ring now.
From what
I heard,
any
match he be in now is must see.
It's very clean.
Like, huh?
It says very clean.
Oh, clean.
Yeah, crisp. I like it.
Move. Oh my! Like,
I
feel like how that wax on, wax off type of technique. B. Reason why I'm happy that Barry couldn't get booed because he gets reaction.
But that's
the whole idea for you to get hated on like that. Duh. Like, this is why he's always on screen.
Not gonna hold you. Roman caught that heat at the stadium. there was booze.
That's
like
good.
I felt that.
That's good. Okay,
like,
so
shit.
he said, I say for me, for the males, it's get like a real like John Morrison.
Yeah, that'll fuck Miz all the way up, but that'd be great.
John Morrison. And for the female wise, I feel Bailey.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because
I was one. So one of them is gonna say the one I actually want to say.
Yeah.
So based off of Bailey promo this past Friday,
become.
If there was, and y'all know I'm not the big
Bailey
Bailey fan, but if there was one female I had to choose, Bailey would definitely be the one to win Money in the Bank, and she would hold it to next year.
Yeah.
She would be the one to hold it and try to do a Seth for next year WrestleMania.
Oh, Bailey would be amazing. Bailey would be amazing.
But I can totally see. I can see the vision how you saw how Asuka would be holding it, making fun jokes, being cool with it, talking in Japanese and in English. Like the gimmick would still be elevate her gimmick.
Speaking of people and stuff like that, do you think that Kevin Dunn, it
was Kevin Dunn.
Kevin Dunn, right?
Yeah.
You think Kevin Dunn's holding back the company? No, holding back the women's division from his views? I know it's super random though because
it's not random because we briefly talked about the releases last week, so it's not as random. I think he's a little outdated. Not gonna hold you.
So do you think that he needs to go?
Do I think completely no? But do I think they need someone to work under him and to work together with him on certain things? Like I'm a type of fan where I do like the mixture of old school and new school. And as Jazz mentioned last week on the interview, that's what's needed in the business. You got to have a mixture of both. And I think Kevin Dunn is always, a little too focused on the reality-based side of wrestling and how it, production-wise and that point of view side. So I do think that is an asset to the company because you have to also remember how even when Jazz mentioned it too, wrestlers and people not being TV ready. Okay. So I think he gives that TV aspect that is important and it's needed in the business. But do I think I do think there might be another form of eyes that can help see the new school and maybe a new way of looking at certain things too. So, but I think totally get rid of him? No, like I don't.
What do you think?
It's not really my thing, but
everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't think he's outdated 100%. I do go with Janelle. There should be more people working with them. I do think, but this is how the world is in general. The people that run the world are older people. Mm-hmm. So they don't know what's really in. Because the reason why I know you mentioned him was because Kevin Dunn was the one who felt that they should release Billie Kay.
Yeah, I said that, yeah.
And he felt that he didn't see nothing in her. And you don't know if she could be the Mexican star.
Correct, because the whole little gimmick thing, like, everybody, I think for the most part, was enjoying her tidbits and her run-ins with certain people and stuff like that.
Yeah, she could be your R-Truth of the women's division.
But in all honesty, they should have never broken up their Iconics.
No, they shouldn't.
And at the end of the day, that if everything failed, like that. But Vince was so hot on her and wanted her to be singles. That's really how that ended up being.
She's not good.
Well, tell that to Vince. Well, now they both gone, so I guess it don't matter.
Everybody on the internet was hyping her up. Everybody was hyped.
I mean, not for nothing. The little promo she did on Raw Talk.
The promo was good. The promo was okay.
And then the match she had with Asuka was good.
No, it was not.
I thought it was.
No, it was not.
I thought it was. Everybody, because she's pretty.
That's exactly what it was.
The Barbie Solo sometimes.
That's exactly what it was because she was cute. Yeah. The match with Asuka was like, Don't get me wrong, it wasn't bad.
No, I thought it was.
But it wasn't like
I thought it was I think for her, I think for her, it was probably the biggest challenge, and I think she was able to show it. And I thought they had a good match.
They shouldn't have put her with Oscar. Because Oscar was
in all honesty, what I didn't like is it was the next week. Like, I think if you guys really had faith and really wanted to build her character, really wanted to put some belief into what she said, let her start beating mad bitches every week on Raw and then go to Oscar.
She was way too green. She was way.
So that was my only issue, was that she spoke all that hot shit about Oscar, and then the next week got ass beat, and I was just like, so there was no point in her talking hot shit.
Okay, if you want to break it down, it's like how she did her thing because she was the heel in the match for the most part. Good facial expressions. She gave Shorty heat. She did her thing, but the match wasn't really good because you can see how much better Oscar is.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do go, congratulations to Ronda Rousey for finally conceiving. So hopefully the baby will be a Virgo. # hope so.
No, we got enough for y'all.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
We got way enough in our audience.
Don't do that.
Can't stand it.
Yes, you can.
I prefer Gemini.
Also, that's sad. Before we do go, once again, Battle Club Pro, May 29th. You said what?
Never mind.
Okay. May 29th, Battle Club Pro in New Jersey. Tickets are on sale. We are once again proud to be one of the main sponsors of the show, so please come out and support. 2 shows, 1 day, first time ever for Battle Club Pro, so make sure to come out and support. Whether you live in Jersey or New York, tri-state area, it is very accessible to get to, so don't be alarmed because it's in Jersey.
Yeah, it's not that bad, you know.
It's not that bad.
And
too,
liquor and roll-ups for my weed smokers is cheaper out there.
Liquor is definitely cheap. That liquor store across the street from that fucking place. Yeah. Oh, shit.
7-Eleven's right by there, too.
Yeah.
That liquor store is elite.
I'm about to get me a Henny Privilege out
there
for cheap, like the big bottle for like $10.
You are not getting Henny Privilege. I'm gonna get some Chinese food.
Yeah. Yo, remember that was the first time. That was one of the first times me and Wilkins went. We just walked, and I said, "Oh,
and the wings are good too."
Yeah, the chicken wings is bomb.
Top
but
5.
Also too.
We found out Jersey got good like. Chinese
it's certain
food.
hits or miss.
Okay.
Shout outs to Storyline Tees that now has once again our Jobbertears collection.
The description will be in below.
So shout out to any and everybody that has purchased a T-shirt featuring us and Dre from Eurosports recreating the Harlem Heat. We coming for you, nigga scene. So thank you so much to It was so funny because Mikey was like, I get a shirt with my baby's face on it. I was like, oh my God, please stop. But please make sure to support.
Shout out to Mike with that Montez Ford love. I see y'all.
Yeah, a little bit.
He be singing to you to sleep?
No.
Oh, dang.
I had to take his little ass to open mic to get him to sing in front of me. So, but he did really good. Like, I was really, really proud.
My nigga can sing.
I know. But then he get all nervous. I'll be like, go ahead, sing in the car.
I'm surprised that he never sung in front of you.
And he don't. I had to take him to open mic. So
he value your opinion, though. Cool. That's why. He don't disappoint you.
That is very
He love
true.
you, though, dogs. I love him, too. Why did I just say that?
But once again, you guys can purchase the T-shirt on StorylineTees.com. And then also, too, if you have any other questions or anything, you can always DM or message us. The next time we should be at Legends. It may be for Blood and Guts. We'll figure that out. But if not, it will be for WrestleMania Backlash.
Wait, I thought that when is the next AEW pay-per-view?
It's not until May. It's that Double or Nothing thing.
It's next month.
Yeah.
It's
not. It's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, it's the 29th.
It's the day after.
So we got
Backlash. It's the day after.
So
Battle
we got
Club
Backlash and thing, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Backlash is the week before.
So we got Backlash, Battle Club, and we got AEW.
Yes.
So guys, you know, if you've never seen us in person, next month here's your opportunity, dog. Take pictures with us, talk to us. This will be my first real life wrestling event. So see y'all guys there. You know, my boy Yaya, the card is stacked like a thick woman. Yes, I can't wait.
Wow. That's actually a really good analogy.
Yo,
anything else before we do sign off?
You know, shout out to Jobbertears South. You know, I see y'all enjoying the shirts out here.
Yes. We're gonna figure out some more things. Oh, they were also rumored, your favorite pay-per-view. I had read it before we got here and we'll get out. They're talking about different places for SummerSlam this year because they do want it in
New York,
in
right?
a crowd.
I know.
So the other,
they have it in New York.
The two places that I've heard rumors.
New York
is Texas and Phoenix.
Texas.
They're looking to do it in the Southwest.
They're trying to have a hot girl summer out there.
So
Texas?
Yeah, and I think it'll probably be. It actually is a good segue into preparing for Dallas next year WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens either which way. Somebody will be representing the Jobbertears podcast, but Thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. Once again, subscribe, like, share on YouTube and all social media platforms of the Jobbertears podcast, along with our other network shows, including 2.5 Bros, which was very intriguing the other day. We also have Sasson Talk with myself and Amanda. We have Your Sports, and then they do have other shows coming out under their brand. So once again, it is a family vibe. So just make sure to always share, like, comment, you can always talk to us about anything, any ideas, suggestions, please come forward. Also to anything last, I can't think of anything else. But once again, as always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. # Black Excellence. # we are out.
I was over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Trying to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.